Hi everybody, this is Steve Ludwig, host of Steve Ludwig's Classic Pop Culture and the Beatles Hour with Steve Ludwig at PlanetLudwig.com. Here's an interview we did with Tina Krause on November 26th, 2013, show number 17. To hear the entire show, check out the menu at PlanetLudwig.com. And now, please enjoy the interview. And we are joined by Miss Tina Krause, actress, producer, director, model. Tina creates scene designs. And Tina, already my first question to you is, how do you even find the time to speak with me tonight? You are one busy person.
You want to hear something really funny?
Yes.
As soon as I'm done with you, I'm going to a meeting about the next film and TV show that I'd like to put together. So I'm meeting up with the director. It's also, he wanted me to be part of his film too. So,
nice. Tell us more about that. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I think his film's called Last Day on Earth, but I don't know that I could talk about it just yet. You know, I don't know about that yet. Yeah, and the one that I want to talk to him about is possibly doing the B-roll for that. And possibly asking him if he would sign off on letting us do the pilot for my next, I have a reality show that I want to do. So I won't get to the very end of it because it's kind of comedic. But, yeah, I can't really say too much about that either just yet. But, yeah.
But we Tina Krause fans certainly have something to look forward to. I mean, you can at least confirm that, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, definitely. But what you can also definitely look forward to, too, is I will be shooting my own short pretty soon. Soon, I say the summer, so.
Well, listen, I hope soon, because I love the summer. Talk about that, or is this all pretty much still...
Yeah. Actually, right now, the working title is Mannequin. A while back, I had written, I was approached by someone to write a short story for, a book of horror shorts. But everybody that wrote the shorts had to be female, whether they were female directors, actresses, they were all female writers. And it got published. And I had my friend read, one of the things she was like, well, I'm curious, what did you send? And I emailed her the short. And she was like, gotta make this a movie. This is crazy. And then I said, I don't know. And then I sent it to a couple of my other friends. She was like, I'll just send it to people who write and, just see what they say in your industry. She goes, maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion. So I sent it to a couple of people, and they were like, dude, seriously? This is perfect for a really crazy short. And yeah, they were just like, do it. So basically, Mannequin, basically Mannequin is it's a female serial killer that I was writing I'm still writing it, called Maxine Madsen. And I wanted that to be like a TV series. So it was going to be an ongoing series. We'll probably wind up doing a web series first. But it was based on this serial killer and her daily life, what she goes through and how she sees the world.
Wow, that's a great concept, really.
Yeah, and her thoughts behind certain things. And this small little, I don't even want to call it a short, but a mini movie will sum up who she is, but it leaves it open for a series. So basically, what it was she's a stripper, and she's got these three friends. That's how they meet. They're all strippers, and they've got their own. They got their issues and whatever, and whatever, blah blah blah.
Right.
One's a little prissy, one's one way or another. But she's very quiet, and she's kind of the one that gets along with everybody, but can give a shit about anybody. But she hates men. She talks about the men in the club, and how she despises, like they're disgusting, and like if it wasn't for the money, you know what I mean? Like
it's understandable too. It's an understandable reaction from the character,
right? And then the girls in the club, they all feel the same, but some of them are a little bit more wild, and they all tell a story about like the craziest thing that happened to them sexually.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's funny, some of it's all the stories are pretty funny, but and they're telling these stories, but there's a serial killer going around killing the strippers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like taking parts of their bodies and leaving the rest.
Wow.
And and you don't know who it is.
I love movies like this, stories like this.
Oh yeah, you don't know who it is, and then finally you find out that it's Maxine. Mm-hmm. And she is an artist. That's what she does. Like, everybody tells their story, like, I just strip and, I had this thing. Maxine doesn't ever tell a story. But she's an artist, and she's a serial killer, so she's fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. So basically, what she does is she takes the body parts that she admires on her friends. She takes them and she decorates their walls. Now, the reason why you don't see any men dead is because she hates men, so she doesn't, she does not want anything to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
But she takes what she admires. It's almost like what she envies.
Yeah. It's almost like a worship type thing, too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then finally, in the end, she falls in love with this guy who comes to the strip club. And they see each other for a little while, and then finally, in the end, that's when you realize, this chick she's really crazy. Like, you don't know anything about this until this part.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's at the very end when he's like, well, you want to come over again? You want to spend the night again? And she goes, no. She's like, why don't you come over my house this time? Because she never invites him over, and there's a reason for it, right? And she's like, what? She's like, pretty much, why don't you come over this time? And he does, and this is where she skins him alive.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she lives in, like, a factory, so no one smells, like, all the, decaying bodies, because there's no neighbors, so him screaming doesn't affect anything. But she does narrate after that killing. And you get a flash of, like, the inside of her place because all the lights are off when she does it. You get a flash of the inside of her place, and it's like everybody's body parts framed and on the wall.
Wow. I could just imagine the vision, the scene, what that would look like.
Yeah, wow. I wanted to shoot that in, like, a flash, like a lightning flash, like it's raining outside, and you just see it, like, really quickly. Not enough to be like, wait a minute, is that exactly a hand? Like, it by its graphic image. You know what I mean?
And it allows the imagination. I'm sorry. It allows the imagination, too, to wonder what the hell is hanging on these walls.
Yeah, no, but I wanted a lot of narration from her. Mm-hmm. And, like, she opens up with, there are, like, 5 rules. And it's supposed to be 5 rules to a stripper, but it's actually in the very end. She actually repeats those rules again, and then she says, I broke each and every one. And it's really 5 rules to a serial killer, a successful serial killer.
Boy.
So,
what an idea for a story. I mean,
so we're going to leave it off with her saying after she skins him alive and you see the thing flash, she's like, my name is, Maxine Metz, and I am a serial killer, and it just ends. And so then that way I can, if I decide to do, like, the whole thing about her in, I don't know, a couple, I guess maybe, like, 10, 13 episodes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like a season on her.
Oh, this can go anywhere. You're right, Tina, really. You know what I really like about when you said that she does, hook up with a guy at the end? I love the irony of the whole thing, too.
Yeah, that is it. That is the whole point. Like, how ironic the person you hook up with is the people that you absolutely despise. Mm-hmm. And you admire his skin. So it's like, it almost brings it into, like, you know when somebody says that their love is blind? Like,
Sure.
you could say, oh, I hate Jews, right? And then all of a sudden this Jewish guy pops in your life and he's like the greatest dude ever. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Sure.
dude, I thought you said, you know what I mean?
Life is full of those ironies, Tina. Absolutely. Everyone can relate to the ironic part of life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I wanted to make her, I wanted to make her, like more of a real person. Yeah, she's batshit crazy, and there'll be definite things that, you know, lay into that. You know, there's no question about it. But I didn't want her to be like this, like, fucking ghoul that's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking get my axe and chop your head off. You know.
Yeah,
no,
you can almost sympathize with the character at parts. You know, they do say there's a thin line, right, Tina, between crazy and sane.
Yeah,
that's what you're exploring.
Between crazy and genius. That's it.
And there's often a gray area too. Come on, you know.
Yeah. No, definitely.
And we hope to see that in the summer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're familiar with Anthony Curry. He shot a couple of things. He's a really young. I guess.
Yes. You know, I know it through some YouTube things.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So he is going to wind up. I believe he will be my DP on this. You've worked with him. Yes.
Yes, I absolutely know who Anthony is. Yeah.
Yeah. So along with one other person, because I'm probably going to get like two cameras on it. But yeah, no. So we're looking to get that up. That's important.
Well, that's even as the date nears. I mean, I'll put the information on our website on Planet Ludwig, but that's something to definitely look forward to.
Yeah.
Can I talk to you a little bit about your love of graphic design? I know you went to the School of Visual Arts in New York City. Was art your first love? The first kind of thing you said, you know, I think I can make a living out of this, or
computers. I mean, when I was little, I was always into, like, you know, I drew a lot. I did a lot of, you know, paintings, you know, sculpting, things like that. I mean, I've always done that. But later on, I really was studying computers, IT stuff, and then that got a little tedious. And but I liked computers, and I was good at it. So I guess combined to the two, I wound up going to. I wound up in my last years of college, not my last years in SVA, but the one before it. My last years of the community college, I took up some graphic design stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this is the perfect thing," you know. And I wound up, you know, really marrying the two, and, you know, enjoying that. It was like a different way to paint for me.
Yeah.
So
and you incorporate that now into. I mean, you do some scenic designs too for the movies, correct?
Yeah, production designer.
Yeah.
I just finished a pretty decent-sized budgeted movie that has Bill Moseley and Leslie Easterbrook and Diane Thorne. It's called House of the Witch Doctor, and it should actually be coming out real soon. It should be released real soon. But I was the head production designer on that.
Like I said, you wear so many hats. How do you keep your head straight?
I don't.
I was going to say, you must wake up and say, where am I and what am I doing today? You've got so many.
I have so many calendars and things to remind me, and sticky notes, and, you know, I'm just like, I look like this person on Momentum with the freaking stickies everywhere, like, don't forget to do this. And I find shit, you know, later on, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, I forgot to do that.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, I just put that out. How long ago was that? And I'm like, damn it. You know, and then, you know, like my friends laughed. They're like, we know you're not a flake. They're just like, you really have to, like, get, like, you know, one of these, like, calculated beeping schedule books. So I did.
Yeah.
I did. I got a beeping calculated schedule book. I hate this fucking thing. It just beeps constantly. Every time I beep, 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 beep. So I just smashed it, and I'm back to square one.
Stay with the sticky notes.
I was going crazy.
Yeah. Write sticky notes to remind you to read the sticky notes too. That might come to.
Yeah, I'm just going to put them on the mirror and the front door. Hopefully I don't go out the back door that day. It's going to be like that.
Yeah, how many projects do you estimate you do a year? I mean, you've made over 100 movies. I would assume it's got to be close to that.
Yeah, it's well over 100.
Yeah.
God, I don't know.
I mean, at least 10. I mean, from estimating, it's got to be more around 10 projects a year.
Yeah, I don't even count them.
Yeah,
I don't even. I'm like, oh, what did I just finish? I mean, I just got off The Hunters, so that's one. Let's see. I got.
The Lake on Clinton Road is
Garden of Predator. Mm-hmm. The Lake on which one did you say?
The Lake on Clinton Road is that out now?
Oh my God! Well, no.
Mm-hmm.
It should be, but it's not.
But it's coming.
I hope so. Have you seen the trailer?
Yes, absolutely.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's on YouTube. It's fantastic.
Here's what I'm going to say. I heard a rumor, and I don't know if it's true, so I'm not going to say anything. But apparently you guys can find out for yourself. And that will determine whether or not this movie's coming out. And I think that's going to be a matter of somebody buying it or whatever.
Okay.
I'm not sure how this works. But look up the director's name, and apparently on the Internet you can find out what's going on. Because none of us really know exactly what's going on.
Well, that's our homework assignment for tonight. Okay, all of our listeners.
Yeah.
Wow. I know your fans, and I certainly know the story too, about how you were chosen to be in your first movie. But for our listeners who haven't heard the story, it's a really kind of a cute story even. Could you tell us how you were walking around a convention and someone asked you?
Oh my God!
Give us that quick.
I need to get a tape recorder.
I've told it a million times, but we might have some people who haven't heard it. I know.
For anybody who hasn't heard this, because it's rather bizarre but funny.
You can give us the quick version.
Yeah, I will. All right, so we're going to fast forward a little bit, though. Okay, so basically, I had tickets to a convention, and my sister wanted a I don't know, was it a Jason mask or some shit? I don't know, it was something like that. One of those horror characters. And I at the time really wasn't, like, I was into, like, special effects and things like that, but I really didn't give a shit about going to a convention and meeting anybody, and, yeah, I really didn't care about that.
Let's just get them.
So, yeah, and I was kind of, like, bored that day and had these tickets, so I was like, let's grab this girl and go. So I did, and plus, it'd just be wasted tickets anyway. So I took her, and I'm walking around, and I got approached by these people who make these, like, damsel in distress movies. And the guy walks up to me, and he said, "Hey," he said, "are you an actress?" And I said, no, kind of cautiously, like, thinking, like, maybe I should lie. And I said, no. He said, but if I lie and say that I am, why are you going to give me a part? And I said it in my most smart-ass tone because I knew for sure, like, there's no way some dude's just going to walk up to me and give me a part. That only happens in, like, fairy tale books for the rich and not so famous. Right. So he started laughing, and he goes, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I will. And in fact, we can do this right now, and let's see how you look on camera." And I was like, what are we going to do? He's like, all right, here's the scenario. He pulled out the script from the back of his pocket. I was like, this guy's like a fucking a magician. He's like, whoop, and I just pulls right out of my butt. Here we go, and a camera right out of my jacket pocket. Look at that, right out of my funnels. So he pulls it out. He says, "Here, read this. You're gonna be the victim, obviously." I'm like, "Well, yeah, sure." right? And I'm like, where are you planning on shooting this? Because I'm not going to go, like, a mile away into, like, a freaking forest or something like that.
This guy you don't even know, sure.
Right. So he said, no. He goes, we'll do it right out in front of the campus. People will be walking around. He goes, but we'll have our people out there to just, tell them not to step in view of the camera. They can watch, but, So I was like, all right, I'm comfortable with that, because, So we did the scene, and, basically I get strangled and I die or whatever. Real simple shit. And so they're like, all right, we'll let you know. Give us your information, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, great. So now I'm like, okay, that's got to be the worst thing ever. And I'm walking around, back in the convention, go to get my sister this stupid mask, paid a lot of money for it. So mad about that. Thinking about it, I probably could have got it for free. Right.
Well,
no, I'm just.
you're not kidding. You're serious.
No, I'm pissed, man. I'm fucking taking advantage of people. I mean, we work. I was a waitress. Shit. All right.
Oh, okay.
So.
My mom was a waitress, and she told me, man, you should tip waitresses because they work harder than just about anybody else.
Fuck yeah. They work, well, not harder than anybody else. I see PAs work the hardest. But they're right in there. They're right in that line.
Yeah.
They're right up there with them. So, yeah, that's true. Your mother's right. She's a wise lady.
You see that? Anyway.
So it played on the screen, and I was like, because people came up to me and they were like, hey, is that you on the screen back there? And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, no, like, why would I be on it? What the fuck are they talking about? So when 3 people say that to you, then your curiosity is kind of like, I better go check out that screen. And right. I do, and I go checking it out, and I'm like, holy shit, that's me. I'm like, what the fuck? And then ever since then, ever since then I've been working with them, and now here I am.
It's just a few hours after you shot your scene, right?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah.
I know. Well, who would have thought, Like, I'm thinking, like, oh, this is a bunch of bullshit and whatever, but who cares? That was fun. Okay, next. Yeah. Right.
You can probably answer this question better than anybody, Tina. It's just from what you just described at the convention. And plus, you mentioned earlier, you mentioned something to somebody and then they said, call this guy. You never really know what even one sentence might lead to, right? I mean,
you don't know.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you're not sure who's what's who's watching what. Were you on, like, Skinamax up all night late and some really big director was watching, just out of sheer boredom of life?
Yeah.
And happened to see something that you were in. You don't know. It's so weird how this industry works.
Yeah, so if you have a doubt, just say something, right? If you say, I wonder if I should mention this to that guy, I guess your advice would be yes.
Yeah, there's no harm. I mean, don't berate anybody, have some wits about you. I know some people got to be like, whoa. Next thing you know, it's like, oh my God, please, like, find a place for this guy. Yeah, just away from my face. But like,
where's that serial killer now that we need her? Where's Maxine?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Right. Where's Maxine? Like, Max, take that axe out. Come on, baby. No, it's true. You don't want to berate anybody like that. That's just annoying. Like, I mean, you yourself wouldn't like it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea.
With the Christmas season approaching, could we talk a minute about Scrooge in the Hood?
Sure.
Tell us about that.
Oh my God! No one's ever brought this one up to me before, so that's good. Scrooged in the Hood. Well, it is exactly how it sounds. Scrooged in the Hood. Scrooge is an African American male, much like Sanford and Son attitude. I play. It's funny. It's very comedic, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
There's gang members in there. There's mafia. There's all kinds of good stuff going on. There's me.
That's a good thing.
Oh yeah, I'm like the ditzy friend who this is nice, who loses her vibrator, for a lack of a better term.
Well, at least it was around Christmas, so you could have always got sent for a new one, I suppose. Okay.
Oh no, it's really funny. I'm at Christmas dinner with my friends, and it's like, oh, what is going on over there? And I'm just trying to, play it off like I have no idea what's going on and what you're talking about, and it's really funny. But I do die in the end because I die in everything almost. I get shot by the mob that comes in to berate the place because it is like, it is his ghost trying to warn him.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a Christmas Carol parody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, good. Where can we see most of your movies, Tina? How can we see them? YouTube or?
Oh yeah, you can see stuff on YouTube. Some of the stuff is, obviously, it's under a distributor, so you'd have to buy it. Some stuff I believe is on Netflix. Cinemax Up All Night I think has one or two. I know I hear it. I've never really actually been a witness to that.
No, I just heard it myself. Skinemax, what is that? But anyway, no, but people can we can certainly find your films if we look. They're certainly around.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely find them for sure.
Now, you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, yep, just Tina Krause.
Okay,
yep.
Facebook.com/Tina Krause. That's, of course, your fans know Krausc, but for your new fans, check it out because Tina is really. You're so much fun, Tina, and it comes across that you enjoy what you're doing. And I really want to thank you for taking the time out of your very, very busy schedule. You have a meeting to go to. But I want to thank you so much for giving us a few minutes, and I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Yes, I enjoyed it too, and thank you for thinking of me.
Great. And it was my pleasure. It's Maxine Madsen coming in the summer. Look for that, and hopefully it's going to lead to a whole series of Maxine. Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
We can speak again.
Okay, sounds great.